Now I've just followed the Welly loop line all the way from Amber's Wood, and the path has been extended by a good mile and a half. It's brilliant, and it's pretty much knocking on the door of this viaduct. It's only maybe about 300 metres away where the track bed ends, the other side of a farm, which you could easily walk around and get to this and cycle, walk or ride your horse over it. But you can't, because it's being left in this condition and it's getting worse and worse and worse. It really is at that point where it's teetering on the edge of being too late. It's on its way out and it's not looking good at all. They've put some fence around here, look, to keep you away from it, to protect you from falling masonry, which is completely understandable. But the longer it's left, it's either going to get more dangerous and it's going to cost more to actually fix it if they want to do it. So it needs dealing with now, doesn't it? And obviously that involves money, doesn't it? So I don't know where they're going to get that from, but it needs some sort of grant or funding, doesn't it? I don't know. So I'm going to take a fresh look around this, and I dread to think the condition that some of this may well be in. Now today we're in Wigan, and we've not come to look at a pier or go and find some cakes near Chorley. We've come to look at two long disused railway viaducts. Just look at all the railway lines that were in and around Wigan, Wigan being dead in the centre. Multiple colours of lines, blue, purple and green, and the red ones are the ones that are still active. Today you can get a train service on any of those lines, or you might see a freight working. Now we're going to move slightly north of Wigan to look at a former railway line which joined onto the current West Coast main line, and that has got a viaduct on it known as the Douglas Valley Viaduct, and also to look at the remains of a second viaduct on a completely different railway line which actually crossed over the previous line I just mentioned. Let's zoom in a little bit and you can see it more clearly. Now the purple line going from top to bottom, that joined onto the active West Coast main line. That again is the red line, and that had the Douglas Valley Viaduct, also known as the 20 Arches. And for many decades the viaduct carried passenger trains and also coal and other freights across the valley. Passenger trains running from Manchester to Windermere and Blackpool used the line until the 1960s, and it closed to freight in the early 1970s. Now with the Douglas Valley Viaduct opening in 1882 with a height of 50 feet across the valley, the Boar's Head Hay Viaduct opened earlier in 1869, and there's a lot less remaining of this one. It once carried 7 55-foot wrought iron spans across the pillars, now locally known as the dominoes. Now this line, it was still used by passenger trains up until January 1960, but was closed completely on the 5th of October 1971. The danger of falling masonry. Now the funny thing is, I'm surprised they haven't put some sort of netting up there maybe to potentially catch any of that. I don't know if it's possible to do anything like that, but there is a phone number to call if such a thing does happen. The first couple of arches are actually looking rather fine. Brilliant reverberation in the archway then from my voice. Now here you can see where they've put all that wooden fence down there, look, and it's protecting the viaduct, I suppose, from people walking around it, which may end up causing it to get a bit more dilapidated. Let's have a look around the other side and see if we can get any closer to it and look at the condition, because as I say, if it's going to be saved and it's going to be reused, you know, we need it back now, we need it sorted now, and it needs to be open to the public, because the views would be absolutely astounding, wouldn't they? Look at the state of this bit. It'd be nice to see some comparison shots, wouldn't it? I I mean, this is all external, so he's not saying that, oh, can't fix it, it's just going to fall down now, look at that. That's just the external brick, and I know all of it supports it, but at the same time, that could be rectified, couldn't it? So I'll keep chucking in footage from my last visit to mix in with this, and I'll keep jumping back with footage from today to show you any bits that look bloody awful, just like that. I'm quite surprised that there's a section here it's missing. I don't know what that's all about, so I will actually poke my head through and give you a bit of fresh footage. So I think I saw that last time. I mean, at the same time, probably most of you wouldn't have even seen the first one. So we can indeed see on both sides, although that's quite steep, so I think I'll stick to the other side. So this side, it doesn't look as bad, does it? So whether it takes the brunt of the weather and the wind from that side, quite possibly. I love this. Look at that stone there, and then how it just cascades over like that in that beautiful, beautiful arch. So 5 arches before we then get to the vertical blue brick pillars. I can get you down there now. I think I'll stay. Do you know what? I'm only going to go down here, so I'll just stay this side of the fence. Very, very careful underfoot. Look how high it is. It's brilliant, isn't it? That's nice. So yeah, so it does. I'd love to see this. When I came last time, I kind of fell in love with the area, and I do that not very often because I think, yeah, they look alright and it's nice if they can be saved, but at the same time, there's something about this one, it's quite haunting how it's just hidden in the woods, spanning this beautiful valley. I believe when we get to the River Douglas down here, that is going to be the highest point of the viaduct. I'd love the opportunity to walk across it one day if I could. It's fenced off good and proper that side, plus I'd have to go onto farmland to do that, and I'm not going to do that. I think the other end, I'm not sure, to be honest. But if ever anyone came to inspect this and I got asked to come and do it, which is extremely unlikely, look at that, so high up, then I would take up that opportunity to do so. You can see the river just down here. Quite calm compared to when I come last time, and it appears to be ballast on the floor, doesn't it, just there. And over the other side, there we go. So the other viaduct, nicknamed the Dominoes, is just over there. So once I've done here, we'll have a look at that as well, because that's a very, it's not much there, but it's still quite haunting, and that's what I like. On this side, look, there's huge chunks again that have been weathered away, and we've even got trees coming out the side of it, look. Wow, I love it here. There's a big chunk here it's fell, look. So we won't hang around here for too long. Another one there. Bricks everywhere. Living graffiti. To be honest, there's not a great deal. It's that there, that looks pretty recent, doesn't it? But a lot of it hasn't really got any on. Old telegraph pole there, look, and a sleeper as well. It looks like ballast too. It looks as if it just gets kicked off the edge. Now we've left the Douglas Valley Viaduct behind as we attempt to get around to the other side of it. But through there, you might notice that just there. That is the remains of one of the Boar's Head Hay viaduct pillars or stanchions, locally known as the dominoes. So this must have been in much worse state than the first one, because for that to still be standing with its arches in the condition that's in, that's surprising. I believe these were iron again going across. You can just see actually the little bits sticking out, look, still in that one. There's none in this one. I can't really get around there. I may attempt, although there are nettles, if I can get over here carefully. No, I thought I just nettled myself then, but it was bracken. Oh. There we go, that's as far as we're going to go. You can see the other pillars just through there, look, absolutely huge. I mean, look at that, it's more like a chimney. That is amazing, isn't it? We do need to get on the other side of the river, but I'm going to see if we can get around there as well and have a look at these a little bit closer. So where I said earlier the lines do cross each other, the other viaduct ends around about there, then it's back onto embankments, and then it would have passed underneath this line before shooting off over in that direction. So essentially it is a complete cross just over there. So that there is quite clearly track bed, nice and flat, but very, very high. Quite an embankment there, isn't there? So that has got to be the line that goes off to the dominoes, the Boar's Head Hay Viaduct. Let's see if there is an opportunity to get up there, but it does look very, very steep. Probably that way, I think. Oh, there we go, made it up. There we go, look. So we're on the embankment of the Boar's Head Hay line. So we're not going to find anything up here, but it's just pretty cool getting up here, isn't it? Actually managed to get along here a little bit. I can see one of the pillars coming into sight just there. Bloody hell, look at that. Cool, not going near that. Oh, that's just collapsed. So we can go around, look. There we go. So that's where our viaduct began. And the iron or steel trough would have gone shooting over there, and there's the first of those support beams, look. Wow, that hole is extraordinary in there. I think it's just where this has been built up and it's just collapsed. I wonder what that was for. That's huge, isn't it? That piece of wood. And that's a coping stone just there, look. Quite a few bricks littered about. So something to do with signalling, or there's not going to be wooden beams like that for supporting, is there? Shall we go down and have a look at this one? It's not that steep. It's like there's remains of a sleeper over there. Or something. No, it's not a sleeper. But it had to have had something to do with it. Look at that, look at these here, these are great, aren't they? Wow. just see the cut sections where it's been chopped off as well, just up there. I think there's 6 of these. And down there, I think it was the one after that we were stood at the bottom next to the river. I can't see the river down there. But again, the other side, look, is the other end of those support rods that are going through the wall. It looks like it's slightly leaning. That's marvellous. So I've met up with the track bed again. Look, it's more at the same level now. It will be just there, and I've just had a look over there, and it just drops down onto private farmland. And then the River Douglas is there again, which ends up going off towards the Leeds and Liverpool Canal shortly up there. The viaduct's back that way, so there's nothing for me to do at this end other than walk back this way. So there's really only one good outcome for this, and sadly that seems the most unlikely of all of the potential outcomes, and that is to get funding and get it repaired. Everyone can use it. It's either going to eventually get too dangerous, someone's going to have a bit of land on something and hurt them unfortunately, and it'll end up having to be demolished then, won't it, most likely, or it'll just collapse somewhere on its own, and again it'll end up having to get pulled down, blown up, whatever they do with it, and that'll be a tragic loss. Disturb the nature around there as well, won't it? So I'd like to see it saved, and I expect most of you lot would, but what could be done to do that, I don't know, because nobody seems to have any money, and the powers that be don't seem to have the interest or the determination to make something happen like this. I don't know, I'm not from around here, so I'm not sure who owns it, but whether it's some sort of district council or Wigan council, most likely. But you know, let's get this video out there, let's get it shared, let's see if we can get it publicised a bit and get a lot more interest for it, because it would be a shame to see it gone. I feel over the decades since all these railways closed in the 50s, 60s and, well, in this case the 70s, 1972, there's been a lot that we've lost. We're lucky to have a few of them saved, like Benley or Monsell Head, Headstone Viaduct, whatever people call it, And this is another one, it's still here. There's still a chance and there's still time. There's plenty like this around the country. It's probably derelict. Let's not lose them all. And a perfect example of that is the second viaduct we went to see, the dominoes. That's lost, isn't it? They kept the pillars up and that's fine. It's still something as a reminder, as a ghost of what it was. This one is still here and it's hanging on to life. It's on life support, isn't it? Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the very next video. Any suggestions, anything more around here, Wigan, Lancashire, taking a big broader circle and around the country now, and it'd be nice to actually pick up some places like this and others that we've never been to before, some brand new areas, potentially the northeast later on this year, in the second half of the year, and Wales too. Please follow me on Facebook too, and thank you to all channel members and also Facebook subscribers. You can follow me for behind the scenes content on Facebook on the subscription button for just £2.29 a month. Take care, bye for now.